Bro,
Yeah.
I mean, what was the video? You dropped in on that freeway bridge or something,
Yeah,
and then that truck came by.
Oh,
remember?
geez,
Yeah,
Red
that
Bull,
was
dude.
that was for Red
hell?
Bull. That
For
was
Red Bull, that's
that was
right.
You Good.
You good?
Yeah, that was You Good.
What were you doing up there, bro?
Just like
That was
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who
That-
did Ira spot that or something, or did you?
No, that was our guy Kenji. He was like our photographer and our guide out there in Taipei. And I remember I asked him one morning, like, what's your dream spot? Like, where's like the craziest spot here? Because all the spots in Taiwan are incredible.
okay.
And he showed me a photo of it, and he's like, I've taken a lot of people here, no one wants it. And I'm like, just from the photo, I was like, that thing looks doable.
Okay.
Like, but in my mind, I thought it was only like 4 or 5 foot like drop, and I couldn't tell how big the quarter pipe was. We got there, dude, and I was like, oh shit.
How big is the drop?
The drop was like 9 feet into like a 15-foot quarter. So like I was way up there, you know. And what we didn't know was like, well, I didn't know. Kenji knew that was like the military base above. So we had to like, we weren't like sneaking onto the military base, but like the tunnel ran underneath the base. So when I got up there to like scope it out, I kept hearing all these like weird little sirens, and I could hear someone like speaking over a megaphone, but I couldn't tell that it was like for us. So I just kept trying to like look at it, and like I ended up like crawling down and jumped down at once just to make sure the transition was good, and it was perfect.
Okay.
And like I was gonna go and turn around and just go do it, and then like all the cops showed up and the fire truck and ambulance and like,
oh my God,
it was like super gnarly because I don't speak, you know, I wasn't speaking the language, and they surrounded me, and I just kind of like had my board, and I just kind of like wiggled my way out, and they were trying to grab me, and I just started running, and I ran up to Kenji because I'm like, at least he can talk to him, you know. But as I'm running up, there was this guy on a moped, and he's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, sorry for what, dude? Like, I don't know. He thought I was like trying to kill myself.
that's what I was assuming.
Yeah. So he saw us, and he saw us up there, and he was like, he called the cops, like this American's gonna like kill himself.
Jump. Yeah.
But like, dude, it was weird because we had cameras everywhere, and I'm like, man, it's not really the scenario you would like, you know, off yourself, like,
well,
people filming.
Yeah.
But whatever, like, so we got kicked out. They told us like never come back, and
You're like, we're coming back the next day.
no, I went back. I ended up like, I was in a really bad mood after that because like I was
I
super
can
scared
imagine. Yeah.
of this spot, and I had like got myself to that point where like I was ready for the first try, and I kind of knew it had to be first try. So like I went through that process that we all know about, like when you're scared to try a trick and like to get that first one to pop off is like, that's the battle in
That
itself.
is,
Yeah.
Once you get the first one out, it's like, okay, I can figure it out.
Totally.
But that first one is like, it takes something out of you to get there, and I got there, and then they shut it down, but I couldn't turn it off.
Right.
You know, so like for the next 6 hours, like I didn't eat, I didn't drink water. I was like at the next spot, like Foy was doing gnarly stuff, and I like couldn't be bothered. I'm like, you know, like I'm like, dude, like I gotta figure this out, and like I kind of got into acceptance and was like, all right, man, you know, maybe it's not gonna happen, and started calming down. And then Ira finally was like, hey, are you all right? I'm like, no, like we got to go back. And so we just did a strike mission, dude. We had Jay and Kenji and Ira and myself, and we just took a cab back there, and like I practiced a couple like bomb drops off this electrical box down the street, and sent those 2 dudes over, or 3 dudes over. And there was like a kid that met us there who was like supposed to be my spotter for like cars coming through the tunnel, which he didn't
Obviously
anything,
not. Right.
you know, like which it makes the clip for sure. And I don't know if I was even looking at him, you know, like who knows if he could have been telling me not to go, but I just didn't even think about it. And I just looked at Ira, gave him a hug, and I walked over and got behind it and like just kind of looked at it for a second and stood up and put it on and just went.
Did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
First try. And then just ran up the street, and then like,
Did you even
then
see-
it hit.
Oh, did you even see the truck?
No, I didn't see the truck, dude, but I like when I watch it, you know, again in slow-mo, it's like I tail dropped, and I ended up drifting like towards that car, and like when I land, like my hand goes over the edge, and like the truck was right there. I couldn't see it at all. Wow. But if you like slow-mo it, it's like it would have been really bad if I fell,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I mean, dude, and then somehow that the You Good came out, and I guess the Taiwanese government saw it and like grabbed the clip and put it all over the news that they were like looking for me, and I had a warrant out for my arrest in Taiwan for like trespassing at the at the military base or whatever. And so like I was super scared because I wanted to go back to Taiwan really bad, but they were like, Kenji was called us. He's like, well, you can't come back. Like,
you're all over the news.
And then it wasn't as gnarly as like the news made it sound. Like Red Bull ended up paying like
a fine or
like
something.
$90. It was like a parking ticket.
Wow, that's it.
But they made a big deal about it. Like American came and skated.
They didn't say if the video was good or not. I mean,
I didn't hear.
Let's promote this thing.
I don't know.
Wow.
But I think I can go back. Like I can go back.
Yeah.
Wow. My question. Yeah, can you go back now?
I'm sure I can.
sure.
They paid the ticket.
Yeah.
Like Ryan Sheckler photos everywhere, like wanted.
But they posted gnarly metal bars into the whole spot, so the spot's gone.
Done.
Yeah.
It's done.
You finished
One
it
and
off,
done.
dude. It's all
One
good.
and done.
Done.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, were you the only one to ever try it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was psycho.
Yeah,
Dude.
that's
Like when
nuts.
I saw that in the video, I was like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Like just the spot's gnarly, but then to have that truck drive by at that moment too, you're just, then your mind starts going like, what could have actually happened if something did go wrong?
It's one of those like fantasy spots. You
Yeah.
know, like if I could have picked the spot, like how it looked, like with the blue, that like blue ribbon that's going through it, like it was a perfect transition
Sure.
too. Like I called a bunch of my BMX friends after I got home and was like, dude, you guys could ride up it
Oh yeah.
and like do a nose pick or something at the top, which would have been epic, but spot's done.
Damn.
No longer.
Well, good clip.
Yeah.
Made the clip. It's so funny how it's skateboarders, our intuition, that the stuff that feeds us and drives us. Like you had to go back to that spot to almost just have that release and that feeling. You
Yeah,
know?
dude. Exactly
crazy.
like you said.
crazy.
I would not have been able to like sleep. I couldn't eat already. Like I couldn't do any.
Isn't that funny?
It's so obsessive.
So-
it's
it's like-
it's an obsessive monster.
You had to feel that void on that trip.
100%.
No doubt.
Yeah.